This is the Louie Tee Network.
Man, I love some football. Man, I love some football. My favorite week is week 1, cause I'm watching football. First comes the preseason, and I don't take a day off. And then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. 32 teams go hard for one thing. They work for one thing. That Super Bowl ring. We in the lab room.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie Tee? Welcome, you are in the lab room. Of course, I am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. It is Friday. What a beautiful and gorgeous day it is. Unless you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, then you've got some explaining to do. But nonetheless, it's Friday, Pick'em weekly time. I had a rough go of it last week, but boy, am I feeling good this week. Somebody's in trouble. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. First, of course, it's Friday, which means we got to take a look back at Thursday Night Football. I feel like a 7-year-old kid who's been told he's got to clean up his room. Do I have to? Mom, do I have to? Yeah, we got to go back and touch on this real quick, man. It was ugly last night. It's getting ugly. In here. Oh, in here. Oh, in here. Oh, it was ugly. They ATL stopped those boys out last night, man. But let's jump into the Thursday night showcase real quick. It's going to be, I promise Buccaneers fans, it's going to be painless and quick. We're going to try to get rid of this and not have to go back. This was bad, man. I mean, this was really bad. So I expected this game to get out of control at some point. Did I expect it to get out of control in the first, 15 minutes? No, but when you're dealing with a bad football team and then you're dealing with another team that's actually pretty good and they're at home and they got it clicking on all cylinders and they're forcing turnovers, this is what can happen. It's a snowball effect. So, first possession, Falcons get the football first as the Buccaneers win the toss, decide to defer. Look, you only defer when you're a good team. And, well, you know what? I take that back. You should always defer. I'm a big proponent of always deferring until the second half. So Buccaneers defer to the second half, and they give the Falcons the football, and they race right down the field. 6 plays, 70 yards, capped off by a 3-yard Harry Douglas touchdown at 7-0. Buccaneers get the football, do nothing with it, of course, have to punt. Falcons are on the move again, and actually the Buccaneers do something good. They force a turnover. They force the fumble of Levine Toilolo. Ball comes right into the waiting arms of Mark Barron. He's taken off to the races, but doesn't know that Devin Hester is behind him, who pokes the ball free and recovers it. And to me, that was the biggest play of the game, because if the Buccaneers take over the football there and they're able to get anything out of that drive, even a field goal, if they're able to kind of stop the bleeding, take the crowd and quiet them just a bit, maybe they don't get blown out in the first 14 minutes of the game. But instead, Mark Barron doesn't know his surroundings, has no idea Devin Hester is behind him. Boop! Give me those cookies. Yum, yum, eat them up. Yum, yum, eat them up. Ball is on the ground. Devin Hester pounces on it. Falcons take back over and move right back down the field and get another touchdown. It's now 14-0 in this game. So now, all of a sudden, if you're the Buccaneers, you need something and you need it right now. And so you get the football And before you can even blink, Josh McCown is up to his usual no good. He had a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And it started with Kamal Ishmael, pick six in them, taking it to the crib. It's 21-0. This is going downhill fast, folks. We're still in the first quarter. People. We're still in the first quarter. Then Bobby Rainey says, hey, let me get in on the fun, man. Everybody's turning the football over. Let me get some of that, man. Pass me the rock so I can put it on the floor. So Bobby Rainey gets the football, coughs the football up. Falcons recover the football. That takes us to the end of the first quarter. Falcons on the move again. The first play of the second quarter, it's a reverse to Devin Hester, 20-yard touchdown. It's 28-0. At this point, I'm just about at that point where I'm ready to turn the game off. I'm like, I've got 1,000,001 things that I could do. I'd probably, hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. Breaking news. The Falcons have just scored again. The score is now 105-14 late in the third quarter. We will keep you posted as the game continues to go on. Falcons now up 105-14 in the third quarter. So after that touchdown by Devin Hester, I said, I probably could turn this game off now, but just in case Tampa Bay feels like being special, I'll hang around for a while. And I was really talking about being special in a bad way. Not bad meaning good, but bad meaning bad. So I stuck around for a little while, and of course, Devin Hester, you are ridiculous. He gets a punt return, takes it the distance, break Deion Sanders' record for most returns for touchdowns in the National Football League. And for those of you who don't know, let me be the first to tell you that Devin Hester just cemented his place in Canton. That man, that's right, that man is going to the Hall of Fame. and it was so gratifying to see him do that. You know why? Because people had said that he had lost a step. He had lost the ability. And look, I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm an honest guy, man. I cannot tell a lie. I thought he was washed up. As a matter of fact, when he talked about potentially hanging it up in Chicago, I said, that's not the worst thing in the world. When he said, I don't know if I want to play this game anymore, it's not fun anymore, and he contemplated not playing football anymore. And I said, hey, man, you had a hell of a run. You might have already cemented your place in Canton, but it'd be nice if you get one more return for a touchdown and leapfrog my man Prime and get that title all to yourself, so you can definitely say, hey, I'm in, let me in. I got a record that's never going, nobody's breaking this record, just so you know. I mean, it took Devin Hester all these years to break Prime's record. We will never see an explosive playmaking return man like this again. So please take a nice, long, hard look at this guy, at the bad guy, because this is the last time you'll see a return man like Devin Hester. And so, what an electric night it was for the Falcons. Hold on. Yep. Okay. Really? Okay. All right. Fascinating stuff, people. More breaking news. We are breaking news here in the lab room. I've just been told that the Atlanta Falcons have been suspended 6 games by the National Football League for violating the domestic violence policy that has just been put in place. That's right, Atlanta Falcons suspended 6 games for violating the domestic violence policy that's just been put in place for their assault of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday night. There's more to come with this story. Please stick around. We will give you more as the details are coming forth. So, that's big news. Yep. Okay. Oh, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for their part in this beatdown, have been banned from all primetime action for the rest of 2014. So those are your penalties handed down by the league. Falcons suspended 6 games for their assault of the Buccaneers, violating the domestic violence policy, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been banned for the rest of 2014 from any primetime activities. So you heard it here first. So this game got out of hand quickly, and as things started to kind of flow downhill for Tampa Bay, maybe you got something out of this game. I mean, maybe there is a silver lining in this dark, dark cloud that was that Thursday night beatdown. Hey, Josh McCown actually got to sit down. Now, you can call it what you want, a broken thumb or whatever. Hey, whatever you got to tell yourself to sit this man down, you do it. Long neck got in the game. Long neck, Mike Glennon got an opportunity, and he played solid. I mean, which is what we already knew. To me, he was the best option at quarterback. I don't know why Lovie Smith felt the need to sit that young man down and put Mr. McCown in the game, but he did it. Nonetheless, it's never too late. It's only 3 games into the season. If Mike Glennon comes in, rights the ship, there's enough talent on this team that I'm just saying, maybe Tampa Bay could turn some things around. I don't know, but I know one thing's for sure. Mike Glennon gives you the best opportunity to win. If I were Lovie Smith, even if Josh McCown is healthy, he's not getting back in the game, and that's final. But let's talk about final. The final score ended up being 56-14. Man, was this bad. Whoa, was this bad. Woo! That was a tough one to swallow. If you're a Falcons fan, you enjoyed yourself, man. Like I said, it was a party for everybody, man. Fiesta, fiesta, fiesta. Fiesta, fiesta. Everybody was having a party, man. Touchdown for you. Hey, Harry, you want one? You want a touchdown? How you want it? You want a pass? All right, take that. Touchdown for Harry. Hey, Dev, you want 2? You want 2 touchdowns? All right, how you want them? You say, okay, so you want to run? And then you want to, okay, got you. And then you want to return on the side. Got you. Oh, who? Julio! You want one too? What you want? You want a deep ball? Got you. I got you, Chief. They were passing out touchdowns. How you want it? I mean, and the Buccaneers were handing out turnovers. Poor Bobby Rainey. Hey, look, Bobby. Hey, don't hold your head down, man. Seriously, don't put your head down. You're not the only Buccaneer stinking it up, man. The whole squad is garbage right now. Pick your head up, man. Pick your head up. You're one of 53 guys that's stinking it up right now. So pick your head up, man. It'll be all right. If they show me one more shot of Bobby Rainey looking like the world's about to come to an end, boy, it was that bad. We done. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to jump into the Pick'em Weekly for week number 3 in the National Football League.
Social media has taken off in ways that I couldn't have imagined. And thus, I've taken the liberty to start being more active on social media. So like me on Facebook at In the Lab Room. Follow me on Twitter at In the Lab Room. You can also +1 me on Google Plus at Louie Tee. And also, of course, my main hub, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That's youtube.com/In the Lab Room. These are all ways that I'm looking forward to interacting with you, the viewers, in the upcoming season of the Louie Tee Network.
And we're back. Pick'em Weekly for week number 3 now. Before we can move forward, we got to look back at week 2, and it was tough. It was a rough week. I had some ups, some downs. I had some highs, some lows. It's all good. Week 2, historically, for me, has been a rough week. I've always struggled in week 2. This goes all the way back to 2011 for me. I've always had my worst week. And I've never been worse than 7-9. I almost threw up when I was 7-9. That was back in 2013. It won't happen again, being under 500. So I got to 8-8. It wasn't pretty, but I'm not ashamed of my 8-8. It was a lot of craziness happening in week number 2. And week number 2 is like that for me. But I tell you one thing, boy, I'm like Brady and Belichick. When I fall, I bounce back like round ball. And I'm trying to tell you boys, man, this week, I'm about to give it to you. And these picks I'm about to give you, hey, look, don't sleep on the kid. After a rough week, I always bounce back. I'm talking crazy this week. 14-2 is what I expect. I will settle for 13-3. Did you just hear what I just said? I will settle for 13-3. That's the type of week I'm looking forward to having, man. Don't doubt the kid, man. These picks I'm about to give you, they're going to power bomb you like Psycho Sid. What y'all know about Psycho Sid? I am the master and ruler of the world. What y'all know about that, man? We off subject, though. Let's get into the picks this week. I'm expecting big things. Some of these picks, they're going to blow your mind, but guess what? When it's all said and done, you're going to be like, man, that boy Lou, he's on the grind. So let's go. I love getting off to great starts, man. Had Atlanta getting it done. Who didn't? I mean, that wasn't a big surprise. Everybody had Atlanta, so I didn't do anything there. Let me just get my W on the board. Let me feel good about my 1W. So we 1-0. Let's jump into the Sunday slate of games. San Diego at Buffalo. Oh, my goodness. Hard game right out the gate. Look, Phillip Rivers and company looked damn good at home last week, taking down the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Who called that one? Did you call that one? Nope, but I did, and I saw that one coming. And you know what? I want people to realize that Buffalo's actually pretty good. When E.J. Manuel isn't turning over the football, when C.J. Spiller is a thriller, they are dangerous in Buffalo. That defense, I thought they might fall off because of a new defensive coordinator in Jim Schwartz. Man, they picked right up where they left off at last year under my man, your man, everybody's guy out in Cleveland, the new head coach, Mike Patton. He left them in great shape, and Jim Schwartz is just pick up right where he's left off, and so they're playing good football, man. I don't want to sleep on Buffalo. I feel like I'm disrespecting the Bills here because I should be picking Buffalo. I might pay for this one, but I got to go with San Diego, man. I'm a huge proponent of the Chargers. I told you that last week. I told you that in the lab reports that I think this San Diego Chargers team is dangerous. They're like a stepping razor. Don't you watch their size? They're dangerous. Dangerous. And because of the fact that they're so dangerous, give me San Diego on the road to go into Buffalo and snap the Bills' 2-game winning streak to start the season. I may pay for that one, but I'm okay. I'm only going to lose 2 or 3 games this week. That could be one of them. If it's not, I'm going 14-2. You move to the next game, Tennessee at Cincinnati. I was very disappointed in Tennessee last week. And that's why I can't rock with Tennessee, because Jake Locker is inconsistent, because the Tennessee Titans are inconsistent. That game last week showed me enough that they can't go on the road and beat Cincinnati. No, they cannot. Cincinnati is as consistent as it gets at home. They're a rock-solid football team. They play good defense. They get it done offensively. Don't know the status of young, fresh, and green. A.J. Green doesn't matter. Cincinnati is going to take care of business at home. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals to run their record to 3-0 on the season. Baltimore at Cleveland. Family business. And this is some scary stuff right here, because the Cleveland Browns are not, let me repeat this, the Cleveland Browns are not afraid of the Baltimore Ravens. But they should be. Baltimore's not giving up. Boy, they stingy this year, man. Baltimore ain't giving up no touchdowns, man. They stingy. What they give up? 6 to Pittsburgh on Thursday last week? What they give up to Cincinnati? 23, 1 touchdown, 5 field goals. These boys are stingy. And that touchdown that they scored, that Cincinnati scored, that was just a 76-yard bomb that was a busted coverage. So, I don't know, man. Cleveland, good luck scoring some points, man. You've been scoring points. New Orleans, you scored on them. You scored on Pittsburgh. Both of their defenses look a little shaky right now. This is some real deal defense you about to run into. Good luck. I'm taking Baltimore to keep it going on the road within the division and handle a little bit of family business. Give me the Ravens to take care of business on Sunday in Cleveland. You move on to Green Bay at Detroit. And the Packers right now, I don't know those dudes, man. Like, seriously, do you know? Seriously. Because I don't know those boys right now. Because the Packers that I know, man, they blazing cats, they scoring points, and they're winning games convincingly. Like, right now, that defense looks shoddy. And I was expecting this defense to be better, and they're not. So I'm a little nervous because guess what Detroit does really well? Like, do you know what they do really well? Let me let you in on a secret. They score points. Like last week, that was an aberration. They played up against one of the best defenses in the league on the road. And yeah, they turned the football over and their field goal kicker missed some kicks. That's what happens when you don't take advantage of opportunities on the road. But they're at home this week. And I think this Green Bay defense is ready to be had. and I expect the Detroit Lions to have a monster day offensively. That's right. What I'm telling you is I'm taking the Detroit Lions to beat the Green Bay Packers, something they struggle with mightily. Look for the Detroit Lions to handle some family business and exercise some demons against A-Rod. Give me Detroit at home to silence the Packers. You move on to Dallas at St. Louis. I don't like what the Rams are doing right now. Let me say that one more time. I don't like what the Rams are doing right now. Austin Davis, that was cute last week. Guess what that also was last week? That was Tampa Bay last week. That's not going down this week. And look, we can talk about Dallas's defense all you want. They showed up last week. Now, if they run the football like they did with DeMarco Murray last week, they're going to win this game. Last time I checked, St. Louis wasn't stopping the run either. Bobby Rainey gashed them last week. The week before that, Cordell Patterson and Adrian Peterson busted them up on the ground. I look for DeMarco Murray to do the same thing, and they're going to continue to babysit Tony Romo. Give me the Cowboys on the road to take care of business against this St. Louis Rams team. I'm moving on to the next matchup. My sole survivor pick, I don't have to say much about this. It's Oakland at New England. New England Patriots, home opener. I look for them to open it up against the Raiders. This is the thing. The Raiders can't stop the run right now. If the Patriots can run the football, it'll set up play action fake. Brady will have his option of Gronkowski, Edelman, you name it. Guys will be running free if they can run the football. If they can't, this game will be a lot closer than it's supposed to be. Either way you slice it, give me the Patriots to win against the Raiders and see the Raiders fall to 0-3 on the season. We'll start hearing little chatter about Dennis Allen's job. I don't know about any of that. I just know the Raiders are going to start the season 0-3. Give me the Patriots. You move on to the next matchup. Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints. Look, Saints are going home. The Saints are finally going home to the comfort of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And man, do they need some home cooking or what? 2 straight road defeats in the waning moments of both games. I tell you what. No team is looking forward to going home more than the Saints, who were undefeated last year at home. I look for them to continue to run that record at home to a perfect 9-0 in their last 9 games. Give me the Saints to run all over, up and down, all around these Minnesota Vikings at home. Saints get it done at home. Big time. Saints will win. You move on to the next game. Houston at the Giants. Somebody's going to wake up the sleeping Giants. At some point, somebody is going to awake these sleeping Giants. Will it be you, Houston? I don't know for sure, but until somebody does wake them up, I'm picking against the Giants. They've looked really bad this season. Give me Houston on the road. At some point, somebody's got to prove to me that the Texans are a fraud, because I know they're a fraud. You know they're a fraud. However, nobody's proven that yet. So if they're going to give Arian Foster 67 carries in this game, and Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to make sure that he doesn't turn the football over, and you allow him to every so often throw it to D-Hop, throw it to Dre, and throw it to Garrett Graham. And if you allow him to control the pace of the game and Arian Foster to get it done on the ground, and J.J. Watt, Brooks Reed, and DJ Swearinger to control the tempo on defense, he's going to be in for a long day. I look for them to do all of those things, force Eli to throw a couple more picks, maybe have a couple of their backs put it on the floor as well. Look for the Texans to run their record to 3-0. I'm taking another road team. I'm living dangerous with all these road teams, but that's the way this week is set up for road teams to go out and get it done. Give me the Texans to run their record to 3-0 on the season and drop the Giants to 0-3. You move on. This is my money pick of the week. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Let's get it. This is the money pick of the week, and I'm 2-0 on my money picks. Week 1, I told you Tennessee was going to march right into KC and come out with a W, and they did. And then in week 2, I told you, wait, watch out, move out the way. I told you that Seattle was going to San Diego, and San Diego was going to take care of business, and they did. So now I'm telling you, and this one is going to blow your mind. You ready? This one. You ready for a total mind blow? I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me say it one more time, because you probably think I'm going crazy right now. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars at home to upset the winless. Keep in mind, they haven't won either. The winless Indianapolis Colts and Andrew Luck. You probably think I'm losing my goddamn mind. And guess what? It's okay. It's okay. I'm willing to take an L here if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. I told you, I'm going to lose 2 games. I might lose 3. I'm willing to take an L here, but if I'm going to win 14 games, like I said I was going to win 13 games, if I have to settle for that, then I got to go out on a limb and give you a winner that you're not looking for. See, I got to separate myself from the rest of y'all who out there picking average. Y'all going chalk out there, man. Go ahead and write your little chalk picks in there. I'm not doing that. I'm going to tell you right now, money, yeah. Money, yeah. Let's get it, Jacksonville. They sleeping on them. They going home for the first time this year, and I got an eerie feeling Jacksonville's going to show up, play some defense, get some pressure on Andrew Luck, get a couple of turnovers, and they're going to squeak out of there with a W. Give me Jacksonville at home to surprise everybody and bring home a win for their man, Louie Tee. You move on to the next matchup, Washington at Philly. This is family business at its best because the Eagles are supposed to win this division. They're division defending champions, but the team that can dethrone them in this division is staring them right in the face in week number 3, and that's the Washington Redskins. And now, with all this turmoil, all the controversy out of the way because Robert Griffin III is down, and he's going to be down for a while, now all the attention turns to Kirk Cousins. What is he going to do? A lot of weapons in DC, a lot of guys that can get it done. This defense, I'm telling you right now, for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch the Redskins defensively, this is a good defense. Now, this is going to be their test right here. Can they go on the road and stop Mighty Mike, Shady, McCoy, and all of the weapons that are out there for this Philadelphia Eagles team? Zach Ertz and Jeremy Maclin and their big physical receiver Riley Cooper. Can they stop all of these guys? We shall see. But you know who my money's on. I'm going with the Redskins to go on the road and surprise some people and come out with a W. I may pay for that one. You know, I really might pay for that one, but I feel confident in the boys getting it done. Give me the Skins on the road to come out with a W. You move on to the next matchup. More family business. More family business, please. San Francisco at Arizona. Now, the Cardinals, I probably would have done something reckless here had Carson Palmer been starting. But because Carson is on the sidelines watching Drew Stanton take the snaps, I can't pick Arizona. Even though Arizona's a scary team at home, they're not winning with Drew Stanton against San Francisco. It's not happening. Give me San Francisco to avenge last week's loss to the Bears and take it out on the Cardinals in big fashion. Drew Stanton might turn it over 2 or 3 times in this game because he was not that good last week. He just did enough. And the key last week was he didn't turn the football over. He might turn it over this week. And if he does, San Francisco wins this game comfortably. Give me the 49ers. I'm going on to the next matchup. Kansas City at Miami. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Miami Dolphins. I have no confidence whatsoever in Kansas City this year. Now, they did show me a little something last week. They fought tooth and nail with the Denver Broncos, but that was family business, guys. You know how that goes. This is not family business. This is the Miami Dolphins coming off of being slapped around by the Buffalo Bills. They're mad. They're foaming at the mouth. So they're looking to take some of that frustration and anger out on somebody. And that somebody might have to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Dolphins to go home, right the wrongs that they had a week ago, and come out on top. I'm taking the Dolphins to win at home versus the Chiefs. You move on to my game of the week. A rematch of the Super Bowl from a season ago. That's right, Super Bowl 48 rematch. Denver Broncos heading out to no man's land to take on the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be fun. I don't know if Denver's learned their lesson or not. I don't know if they've gotten smarter as to how to deal with this Seattle Seahawks football team. They got the blueprint last week. Can they follow it though? It's one thing to see it executed, especially when that team was at home. It's another thing for you to have to go out and execute it, and you got to go to do it at CenturyLink. Good luck. You're going to need it. Until somebody knocks these boys off at home, I'm riding with the home team. Give me Seattle to take care of these Broncos for the second time in less than 8 months. We move on to the Sunday night game. Oh man, that gets me hyped every time. Pittsburgh on the road taking on the Carolina Panthers. Look, I've learned my lesson. Smack me one time, shame on you. Smack me two times, shame on me. You won't get to smack me a third time. The Panthers have said, boy, you want another one? I said, no, sir. I don't want any problems, Carolina. I don't want any problems. I'm taking the Panthers in this one. They're at home. The defense is being very frugal. They're stymieing teams and stifling them and suffocating them. The Steelers, boy, that defense looks real shoddy right now. Hey, you've had 10 days to prepare for this Panthers team. Show me something, because I believe in you, Pittsburgh. I haven't given up on you yet, but that defense looks bad. It looks real bad. And until you fix that, I can't see you beating a team as defensively sound as these Panthers. Give me Carolina to take care of business. Hey, I've learned my lesson. Don't let me down, Carolina. I overlooked you for 2 weeks, and you slapped me 2 times. Now I'm giving you, I'm treating you like pebbles. Man, I'm giving you the benefit. I'll be giving you the benefit. I'm giving you the benefit now. Show me some love, Carolina. Show me some love. Get me a W, man. Get me a W on Sunday night. And that takes us to Monday Night Football. The Chicago Bears, the Bears, taking on the New York Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets. In a game that is going to feature Geno Smith taking on all of a sudden now, big man on campus, Jay Cutler. After that performance on Sunday night where he takes a shot to the solar plex, gets up and fires 4 touchdown passes en route to a Bears victory. So, can he do that against this Jets defense? The answer is no, he can't. And he won't. Rex Ryan is going to put pressure on him. They're going to sack Jay Cutler. He's going to make some mistakes. The question is, can Geno Smith keep the mistakes to a minimum? This is a Bears defense that will give it up. But if you make mistakes, that young fella from V-Tech, Mr. Fuller, showed you that you make a mistake around him, he'll make you pay for it. If Geno can steer clear of the mistakes, because I know that Rex Ryan is going to have a trick or two up his sleeve for Mr. Cutler. If Geno Smith, if Geno can take care of the football, give me the Jets on Monday night to cap off my beautiful weekend with another W. I'm bringing home the bacon this week. I'm going to win my football pool. I'm looking forward to winning that bread. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to brag to you guys about how I put it down in week number 3. I'm going to show you how it's done. For all of you out there watching, you're going to see how to do this thing we call picking games in the National Football League. Remember this. If you remember nothing else, I'm a P-square professional prognosticator. We'll take a quick break and we're going to come on back and wrap this one on up.
This is a public service announcement regarding the 2nd annual In the Lab Room Soul Survivor Pool. Picks, they need to be in moving forward by Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to have these sheets out to the participants before the Thursday night game so that everyone knows who has been selected and there can be no changes. So I want everyone to have the sheet in their hand by Thursday, so I need the picks on Wednesday. All of these things and more will ensure fair play in the pool, and with all those taken care of, the only question that remains is, are you the sole survivor?
Alright, so let's put a bow on this episode and talk quickly about a few things. Let's go for 2 here. Let's go for 2. We got the touchdown, feeling good about ourselves. Let's go for 2, make it a 3-point lead. Why don't we? So, I had somebody ask me last night, after that debacle that was that Tampa Bay Atlanta game, is Louie Smith on the hot seat? No, Louie Smith is not on the hot seat. He'll be fine. He just needs to realize he made a mistake and rectify that mistake and move forward. He made a mistake with Josh McCown. It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. The biggest thing you can do as a man is admit when you're wrong. When you make a mistake, when you're wrong, the biggest thing a man can do is go and say, hey, that was me. I made a mistake. And fix it. See, the small guys, you know what they do? They try to circumvent the mistake. They try to go around the mistake and act as if they never made a mistake in the first place. So what they try to do is ignore the mistake and act as if it didn't happen, and they make the situation worse. It's called exacerbating a problem. You make it worse than what it already was. The smart people, the big guys, the guys that understand what being a real man is all about, they own up to their mistake. They admit their mistake. The first step on the road to recovery is admitting you have a problem. And right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a problem. And the only way to fix it is to admit that you made a mistake with Josh McCown, sit his ass down, put in my man, long neck, Mike Glennon, and let him fire the peel around. Look, you may not win 10 games like I thought you were, but if you put Mike Glennon in, I guarantee you, you are a better football team tomorrow than you were yesterday. And let's not beat around the bush. You were a terrible team yesterday. So if you put Mike Glennon in the game, you will be better today than you were yesterday. And so that's number one. That's issue one. Issue two, man, the league is straight cold tripping right now. Jerome Simpson has been released by the Vikings, man. Everybody's walking on eggshells. Doop, 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 doop. Everybody, shh, be very, very quiet. Everybody's walking on eggshells right now. Shh, you gonna wake the commissioner up. And if he wakes up, we all gonna get in trouble. We gonna get suspended. Shh. Everybody's walking on eggshells right now, man. You can't do nothing. You can't even breathe wrong right now. Look, society is so funny that way because everybody wants to be politically correct. It's PC America. When they get involved, when these politicians get involved and they start talking, hey, you need to sit this guy down. He is a disgrace. I heard one of the mayors or the mayor or one of the senators, somebody in San Francisco talking about the 49ers needed to bench and have him deactivated, talking about Ray McDonald. The mayor or the governor in Minnesota was talking the same nonsense about Adrian Peterson, how he needs to be off the team. And what are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about, man. All you want to do is be an ambulance chaser. All you want to do is come up here and bring attention to yourself. It's not even about the kid in this situation with Adrian Peterson. It's not about Adrian Peterson. It's not even about the Minnesota Vikings nor the National Football League. It's about you. And that's what I hate about this. It's about you, man. You want attention for yourself. You want to raise some more campaign dollars. You want to put the spotlight on you. It's about you. It's not about the kid. If it was about the kid, then I could respect what you were doing. But it's not about the kid. It's about you. So right now, the NFL, they're walking on eggshells, man. Everybody is... The Panthers have sat Greg Hardy down. They don't know what they want to do with Greg Hardy. One day he's practicing, the next day he's deactivated. They don't know what they want to do with Greg Hardy. It's crazy. Everybody's like, hey, if you got in trouble 5 years ago, you might get suspended. You better watch out. They're coming after Brandon Marshall. I talked about it yesterday. They're coming after B. Marsh now. He had to hold a little press conference and talk about his situation and kind of diffuse that. They're coming after everybody, man. If you got skeletons in your closet, you better lock the door and swallow the key, man, because they opening up some closets and they pulling out skeletons and they going after everybody, and it's crazy, and I don't like it. I don't like, but it's not up to me. It's up to the NFL to police their own. Hopefully, they'll be able to clean some of this mess up so we can move on and just talk about football. And so that's going to do it for the Week 3 edition of the Friday installment of In the Lab Room. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. I will see you on Monday when I'm talking crazy about how good of a week I had. Look, come back and see me, man. Whether you come back to ridicule me after I stunk it up or you come back to congratulate me, nonetheless, come back so we can talk. Next week, I'm telling you right now, I'm about to blow it up. I'm about to blow this whole thing up. Y'all gonna sit back and watch as those scores come across the bottom of the screen. You say, man, that dude, Louie Tee, he's a damn fool. And when they all said and done, and those games go final, you gonna say, damn, That man is a double P. He's a P squared, a professional prognosticator. I'll see you on Monday.
In the lab room.